Hi, this is Dick Bird. This is the downtown match that wanted to post last time that wasn't ready at that point.
Attack the tank node.
Well, that first part, that was me attempting to stop the other team from getting the Deemer and failing to do so. It really flubbed that shot. Should have had him down on the ground. Yeah. Anyway, we got most of the map here. I mean, and Blue is 20 points down, and it really looks like they're going to lose. They're trying to take their prime back and not having too much luck with that right at the moment, and we're doing a pretty good job of keeping them out of it. Kind of thought I might save that bender there, but no. This is the Cleveland Steamer guy right here. Here he is. Here he is, not putting the bender up on the dock, and all he has to do is drive up to them bollards and drive forward while I shoot a few rockets under his front wheels and he'll go right over, but he didn't do that, and my assumption was that he didn't want to do it because, as I mentioned in the previous video, some people think that's wrong. Possibly he just doesn't know how to do it. That's possible. Although, yeah, obviously he's the high scorer on this and the next match, so you know he's obviously played the game. So I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know how to do it. Maybe he just thinks it's wrong to do it. Well, some people do think it's wrong.
Grab the shape charge.
Can't figure that one out, but well, different strokes. Anyway, yeah, you can see we very quickly lost the entire map here. How did that happen? I was going to say that at a critical moment there, I decided that it was more important for me to kill some of the incoming vehicles than it was to take down their prime. So instead of directing my fire at their prime, which is what I think I should have done, I turned around and went after some of the incoming vehicles instead. And I did manage to kill a few of them, but while I was enjoying that great victory, the center went down. If I kept hitting the prime, their prime might have gone down, and then the center wouldn't have gone down, and we wouldn't have lost the map. But as soon as center went down, right there we're on the defensive. We're fighting for our prime now, and it's instantly under attack and going down, and we're taking it back up again. And yeah, at this point, well, with a little bit more coordination, I might have turned things around here. I could have killed all these guys. But my bender shot combo skills aren't up to scratch at that moment. Got a nice shot there. But we're very much on the defensive here. I mean, we're going to take some damage on the core. There's no way out of that, really. We've got our prime for the moment, so I'm going to drive the Paladin forward, but our prime goes down on the way there, which is probably about what you'd expect. I'm going to get a couple of kills and then die.
Attack the tank node.
It just looks really bad here. This fellow here has just managed to lay a mine on our core, which is exactly the same thing happened last match. That took out about 40 points. 40, 45 points, something like that. And we are now, yeah, I mean, now you can see where this is going, but yeah, we did lose this, but it came out to be really close, and oh, it should have been a win. You know, this just came down to flubbing a few shots. That's all.
Core is vulnerable. Grab the shape charge.
Yeah, but you know, as I mentioned on the previous map, you know, I feel like, oh yeah, very nice dodge there. It's always good to dodge those suicide shots. And again, you know, if I'd been a little bit quicker with the Hellbender shots, might have pulled that one out. So yeah, well, now we are taking damage, and once again, you know, instead of shooting the attacker, I've decided to bring a vehicle into this, which is going to sacrifice several more points off the core, and probably not a good decision. Oh well. Yeah, I do feel like you fight harder when you're losing. Flick that guy off. And And here we go. This is an example of, you know, how easy it is to defend this core. You can just basically drive this vehicle in here, put this shield up, and instantly becomes a lot harder to put any damage on it. Yeah.
Red core is critical.
Except, you know, that shield does weaken over time. It gets a little bit harder to keep it up there. Yeah, warfare, you know, it's definitely not as much about your deathmatch skills. Some people think that's a bad thing, you know. They'll come in here and they'll say things like warfare is too easy. Well, what they mean is, you know, their elite deathmatch skills aren't as much of a factor. I mean, you can play warfare without being as good as at deathmatch. And if all you play is warfare, yeah, I will say your deathmatch skills may suffer, because warfare is
Red core is critical.
at least as much about, if not more, about paying attention to the map and using the power-ups and other special devices on the map and coordinating attacks, things like that, rather than just deathmatch, which, you know, your other game types like deathmatch and team deathmatch and greed and even vehicle capture the flag and so on are much more heavily dependent on deathmatch skills quite often. And people do say that, you know, warfare, you know, doesn't require that as much. I mean that as a criticism. Actually, I don't really feel that way. I mean, these other, you know, here once again, well, that bender up there probably would have stopped us no matter what, but once again had a chance there to turn it around. But no, really, these other game types, you know, I don't like them as much. Yeah, they are more deathmatch, and there's nothing wrong with deathmatch. I like that, but you know, your deathmatch games, they're by definition, you know, they're a little bit simpler. You know, there's not much to them other than just death. I mean, deathmatch is good. You know, it's good to have those reflex skills, but that's really all they are, is reflex skills. You know, I have to play deathmatch once in a while because, yeah, if you play warfare all the time, you will get rusty. I mean, you really can't play warfare without having a whole lot of deathmatch skills, and your deathmatch skills will suffer, I think, if you don't, if all warfare is like. So I do have to play the others once in a while, but really for fun, this is where I want to be, is in warfare. It's just a little bit more interesting to me, I guess. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, that was a very nice play there. This is where we're starting to turn it around a bit, and we're going to bring this. We're going to get this very close. We should have won this. We really should have won this, I think. And here we're going to do is get into some really heavy fighting for center. This is what I'm talking about when I say, you know, you're fighting hard because you're losing, basically. Oh. And there's always going to be some eager Johnny going to jump on that orb and kill it, which I think is not a good... Well, you know, that's something people argue about. You know, some people will say, well, you should always jump on the orb as soon as possible because, you know, you can't predict. There's always going to be some yutz going to jump out of nowhere on it, and you're not going to see him in time. But I feel like, you know, if you feel confident that you can jump on it before somebody sneaks up on you, you shouldn't kill it right away. You should let it sit there. You know, because once you kill it, it's going to respawn and they can pick it up and run it again. But if you sit there and stand over it, you've got a good 20 seconds there where they're not going to have an orb. Because you've got it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the only drawback being that it's quite possible that somebody's going to come out of nowhere and just take it from you. It happens. Oh. Yeah, at this point, you know, I'm being cautiously optimistic. I mean, we've got most of the map back. We've just got to figure out how to take their prime again, which we might do. But it is coming up on overtime here. It's looking very grim indeed because, you know, once we get into overtime in this situation, we're done. We're just just absolutely done. There's no way, if this goes into overtime, we're going to make this. We got to do some damage to the core. Definitely. And that means we got to take their prime. And I'm not seeing any progress on that front. Instead, we've got these bozos over here taking the tank node. Seriously, we don't have time for that. Why are you taking the tank node? We need their damn prime. We need to wrap this up, you know?
Attack the tank.
But damn, they're going to go after that tank node, and I don't think they're going to get it even. Now, this is really stupid here. I mean, they've got the berserk, and I'm just firing away at nothing, hitting nothing, and they kill me like, you know, just like that. That's disgusting. Well, I played better down through most of this, though. This was nice. Driving around center, killing everybody that comes along. That's cool.
Double kill.
Yeah.
I have the orb.
Still no sign of anyone taking prime. Really need to do that. I'm not in good shape to try it at this point, but no one else is doing it, so I've got to go forward. I was going to go behind that Bender, but he decided to sit there and shoot balls down the hall, which I didn't think was a good idea. And now he's going to run forward when I'm not expecting him and drive right under my wheels. And then we both get killed. So, not my favorite person right now. Well, that's what happens. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit depressed. I've got personal problems. Yeah.
I have the orb.
Yeah. My life is not entirely this game. I wish it was. This game is a nice piece of escapism, but damn it, sad things happen. Yeah, they sure do. This would have been nice. I got real far with this, but again, there's a Bender in their prime, you know. People, they will insist on defending their prime. Damn them. We are at least putting some fire in their prime at this point. We are going to take their prime at some point. It's not going to end up at 5 and 80. We're going to do better than that. We really should have won this. There's just no justice. We've got the nuke. I was on our way down here to get the nuke, and I see that our teammate did get. I didn't see him get it, but I'm pretty sure he got it. Did he use it on the prime? I hope he did. Did he? I don't know, but we've got people heading in that direction, so things are finally looking up. Don't think we're in over. Yep, there he goes. There goes their prime. He used it on their tank, which was good enough. That was a good thing to do. Now we're going to take their prime, thank God. And now we can actually win this thing. Except we won't, of course, but get really close, though. And got some very nice plays here. Take out the Paladin. Kill this guy, the orb guy. And once again, I'm not going to jump out immediately, but some Johnny on the spot bastard's going to jump in from the side and kill it, so... That's all right. That leaves me free to do what I really should be doing anyway, which is try to attack the core, which is what we need to do. We are now in overtime, or are we? No, we're not in overtime yet. We're getting there. Now we're in overtime. Now the pressure is on. We need to get some damage on the core, like right the hell now. Yeah. And how is this going to end up? Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to spawn over here on their prime. I'm going to grab this Scorpion. I know this tank is sitting in that alley across the way. We can get out of his way. The nuke has just spawned. I'm going to grab that. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is how we're going to win. Going to kill the tank. Boom. And here's where I screw up. I'm in a hurry. I'm going to sit right here. If I'd taken the time to get in that doorway or hit the trigger right there, we would have won this damn thing. But no. What is it? Darkstar GT gets in there and kills me, and oh well. I'm too bitter about it. I just can't speak. Have a good evening.